Leeds shear the Rams to stroll into the fourth round of the FA Cup. Yeah, but shear is spelled wrong. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sunday Club at the Leeds House with me, James Stallman. That's my name right there. I'm on my own again. Kevin is helping his mother move, which is very, very nice of him. So I'm on my own. Get your comments in, get your questions in. I say it all the time when I'm on my own. Talk to me. I would like someone to talk to. But we are gonna dive into it. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah. Every week say the same things. But what we're going to talk about today is Derby 1, Leeds United 3. And it is the third round of the FA Cup game that we've had today. Not usually good for us in recent years gone by. Cup games don't really tend to bring out the best in us, and we usually fall out of it very, very quickly against mostly lower opposition. But that didn't happen today. That did not happen today. It was a very complex game. I'll go through a little overview of the game. I have managed to get some talking points up this time, as I had a lot of time. It wasn't like the midweek game against Newcastle where we beat Roy at the 112th minute, even though there's only 10 minutes added on. Still stings, that does. But we've moved on from that now because we're obviously going to win the FA Cup now, aren't we? Yeah. So the game was. I get the team up actually, because I actually downloaded the team today. Team selection is ours. A few changes, 8 changes in all. Here we go. Bang, bang. So Darlow, cup keeper, comes in. Bornhouse starts. BL keeps his place. Ampadu, obviously the captain, is gonna play the game because he likes to play him in every single game because he's just a brilliant player. Nonto gets a run out. Tanaka starts. Grev keeps his place, and the best left winger ever plays, Jack Harrison. Perot gets a run out. Okafor starts, and Mecha. Pretty much unexpected team selection. I think I said in the last game, Mecha will play, Perot would play, Tanaka, Nonto. Bornell, obviously Darlow. I always thought Ampadu would play as well because he's the captain, and like I said, he's just a brilliant player. So that was the team. Um, Overview of the game. I thought it's been said quite a lot about it looking like a Premiership team against a Champions team, and it did. It did. I think we controlled the majority of the game. Thought we were really good. Took us a little bit of time to get up to sort of the standards. Yeah, of course we are, mate. Nice to have you, Martin. Nice to have you. Uh, yeah, I thought it took us a little bit of time to sort of build up, as you know, as we like to do it, with all the changes that was made. I still thought we were very good first half. Obviously we get the penalty. Perot just determined to score, misses it, and literally a couple of minutes later they go and score. Bit of a mess up, not mess up, but a little bit of confusion in our box. Maybe there was a penalty for them, but I don't think so. I think Nato sort of fell over a little bit. The player fell over, and everyone just sort of switches off. And the Chilean Ben Brereton Diaz, who added his Diaz on the name when he got picked for Chile. He scores the goal. We did hit the post in the first half, and as I say, I think Perot was determined to score. But I think even just before that, you could see the pressure mounting. We were starting to pile it on a little bit. We're starting to really knock the ball about well. As soon as the second half come out, we just sort of upped the tempo a little bit, and I wasn't ever worried about us not being able to beat them. It's just the fact it was a cup game, and you're like thinking, oh, is it going to be one of them games where we dominate and we don't score a goal? But that quickly got put to bed with Nonto and his super blaster that went past that keeper, who I thought had a pretty decent game for them. Made a few good saves, but he weren't stopping that. Nice little passing from Biol, it turned out to be. Perot does a nice little dummy, sees Nonto on his right, and he just absolutely thunderbastards it in. And then pretty much straight away, a few minutes after that, we take the lead, and then it was a one way really. I didn't really see much of Derby in the second half. There was a couple of little breaks that they had, but we were very composed, controlled it very, very well, and it all got finished off at the end by the lung busting run of James Justin to make the game 3-1. So, as I say, fairly. I'll get my words out in a minute. It was a fairly comfortable game in the end. Nothing bad about today, apart from. I'll let you finish that sentence off, Martin, because I'm not going to have any bad words to say about Jack Harrison, even though he couldn't cross. To be fair, he actually did put a couple of decent crosses in, just didn't really take advantage of them. But there were a few that went a bit. So as I said, he played well actually. I thought he started off a bit offish. I mean, you can put that down to lack of game time. Not getting a run out, not getting much of a run out anyway. But he was definitely determined to score today. He was having shots left, right, and centre. He was unlucky with a post shot. His shot that was then saved and Snickers put it away. He was shooting from everywhere, and it's against Derby, and I'm not like knocking Derby in any shape or form, but is Perot playing at his level? Maybe not. I think Farke summed it up when he was asked about Perot, and there's the certain level of game that we need to be playing at for him to sort of play in a game. He's not going to come into these defensive sort of games where we're hitting it long, because that's not his game. Nothing bad about today apart from apparent rustiness. The cup can be fun, and it helps us to realise who's capable of contributing. Pro was unlucky, and Justin is busting through. No, but fair enough, mate. Yeah, and if anything, is he putting himself in the window? I don't know. There's pros are really, really. I feel sorry for him a little bit, because we know that he's good at finishing. But I think we need to get into a point in this season where we're not looking over our shoulder a little bit, and that might not be till like the end of the season, depending on how we our performances go, and the teams below us in the league. So I can't really see, and again, unless we're really comfortable in games where we're up a few goals, and I can't really see Perot playing a lot, which is like I say, I do feel a little bit sorry for him. So does he go out? Does he go away from us? Does he go out on loan? Do we sell him? I don't know. I mean, just basing it off the way we're playing at the moment and how we're playing, we can do the little, we can knock it about a bit, but there's going to be a lot of endeavour in a lot of these games, and it's just not. I don't think it's pros built for that sort of the way we're playing at the moment. So yeah, but he played well today, and even if he stays just so he can win the FA Cup for us, I mean, there's that, because if he's here, I think he'll play in the majority of the cup games as well. well, depending on how far we go, which we know we're going to win it, so all the way to the final. Obviously, when you get to the last stages, that's when you start playing your best players. Yeah, so Borough played pretty well today. Yeah, this is the one because in the last pod I sort of emphasised about there's a good possibility that I'll be doing this pod and would have been knocked out of the cup by Derby because of previous seasons, but I think we're booking a bit of a trend. We're booking a bit of a trend this season. We've booked a trend with the promoted teams coming up and looking very fragile and ordinary. We're very robust. We're competing very well in the league. We are in a, you know, very close to the relegation zone, but with a good points margin, good gap there. And I don't think we're looking like a relegation team. So maybe we're booking trends because it was almost too comfortable at times. I just really didn't see us having a problem. Even when we went behind, I just thought there's something different about this team. There's something different about this Leeds United team in the cup. It was a very, very assured performance, and it was, like I say, it was very unusually comfortable at times. And there's a few good performances out there, but not really, you know, overexerting either. It just looked very, very comfortable. Um, Premiership team against Championship team. That's all it looked like, and I mean you can't knock it. Facts changes have worked, and it seems to be coming from it all seems to be coming together for him after going through that period of time when everyone thought he just weren't going to cut it, and now everything seems to be working for him. I think there's a couple of questions about him bringing on Aronson and Stack right at the end, and I don't know. Maybe you just want to give the players who have played well a little bit of a rest. He brought Grav off, didn't he? He's started every game, hasn't he, Grav? Um, I thought I think I've done something here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I have. I thought I thought Longstaff looked like he'd been injured. Very, very off the pace. Little bit slow on the ball. He did set away Mecha for the last goal, which was fair enough. But for him to come on in it against Newcastle, now I can see why he was probably not used or not even put in the squad because he did look a little bit off it. Might take him a little bit time to get up to speed because he did look a bit off it. What do you think about this, guys? Is this man going? Because there's talk about him being unhappy. I mean, I don't really take too much notice of the stories that come out about Leeds United until they actually happen, until they're a real thing, because there's so much bollocks that goes on, so many conflicting stories, and it's a bit. We've come to this age where social media is such a big thing, and it's like it's almost too much now. I want to go back to teletext days where you used to get a bit of news every 4 months. You have to wait 6 years for the news round to come round to Leeds. I miss them days, when stories that come out were actually real. Um, but it is a possibility. He's not playing much. Could we get him out and get someone else in? I don't know. He started today. I thought him going off was telling, but it turns out that he was injured. He got another injury, which again is another thing as well. He's barely played and he's been injured quite a few times. Ball now. I don't think he's a terrible player. I think he's quite standard, but he looks like a standard backup. I mean, we've got Roden, Biol now, who's really starting to put a marker down as being a starter for us, and he's now looking like a real solid acquisition. Alongside Stroll and Roden, it's like a real good sort of three-man team we've got there. So I don't see him playing a lot, but he is just a backup. But do you think he's going to go? Does any of you think he's going to go? There's talk of a German team. I forget which one it is. looking to buy him. But again, it could all be shit that's just being spun. They like to use Leeds, don't they? A lot of agents, clubs, players, they like to always link themselves away or use Leeds in some sort of form to generate a bit of news, generate a little bit of traction. Happens every year, and I think we just need to get used to. This is why I don't really pay attention to a lot of it. I wait, I wait to see when it's on the Leeds United website. This player's gone. This player's here. That's when I sort of really go, oh yeah, that's a transfer that's happened. Um, this is another thing that I wanted to point out because it I don't know if anything happened in the game, or I don't know if anything happened after the game, but right at the end, I don't know if anyone noticed this. Every time the camera spanned to Tanaka, he just looked like he was not happy. I don't know what's happened or what's been said, or if anything's been said, or if he's just not happy. Maybe he feels like he's a little bit better than playing in a cup game against Derby. I don't know. But he just looked really, really unhappy. He looked pretty pissed off at the end of the game. But in the game, I thought he was actually amazing. I thought he was really good. Some of his passing was really, really good. He did that. I think it was the goal, the reverse pass into was it Okafor, and then he's played it out to Perot to get the shot off, and Tanaka scored that ball, and then obviously to get on the end of the cross as well. Really, really good. So good, so good. And I think he has got a part to play in this season. I do, I really do. I really like Tanaka. But he did look miserable. Did anyone else see that? Did anyone notice that? Tanaka's face of thunder at the end of the game. Before I go on to the next little thing to talk about, we'll put this up because I managed to get a little stats up. Going back to the game, so this is the stats of the game. Very, very dominating sort of performance. A lot of their shots were. I can't even remember them all, but they've had 7 shots, 2 on target, all blocked out. 22 shots, 11 shots on target, dominated the game. It just, like I said, we looked like a Premiership team playing against a Championship team. I can't emphasise that enough. I keep saying it because it's nice to say we're a Premiership team and you're a Championship team. But like I said, it didn't look like we overexerted ourselves. We just looked very, very comfortable and controlled, which was nice for once in a cup game. We'll get back to the banners now. We'll get back to the banners. So can we do this? Can we? Can we break the mold? Can we break the mold of old seasons gone by? Can Leeds United finally, after 326 million years, go on a cup run? I know I'm getting ahead of myself. It's the third round against Derby County. And yeah, but why not dream? That's what the FA Cup's for, isn't it? For the dreams, for the dreamers. It would be nice to go. I know the league is the most important thing, staying in the league. But if we get a couple of these teams where we can really switch it about and really get a lot of the fringe players in these games and sort of dominate the way we did, if we can just get a nice little run up until it gets to the latter stages, can we do it? It's a belief in this new era of Leeds United, of being a promoted team, looking comfortable, going on a cup run. Can we do it? Why not? Why not win the cup? Why not win the FA Cup? Why not win the FA Cup and get into the Champions League all at the same time? Why not? I don't know. This happens every year. Every year when it comes around, I'll tell myself, yeah, we'll get knocked out. I won't care. But once the game starts playing, you just start thinking, oh, I'd love to go on a little cup run. Be nice. The holders have been knocked out, so we've got a chance. They got knocked out by Macclesfield yesterday, didn't they? Completely forgot they were the holders as well, Crystal Palace. And I think they were the lowest ranked team in the FA Cup, and they knocked out the holders. That's good, isn't it? That's good for a cup story. Let's get them next. Let's get Macclesfield at home next. That'll be nice. Yeah. Can we go on a cup run? Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm flying through this again. I'm flying through these. I've made quite a few as well. So can we? But I'll get this up. My man of the match. Yeah, so my man of the match. There's a couple of good performances. I thought, like as I said, I thought Pro played okay. I thought Metro was pretty good today. I liked his performance today. Defenders were all pretty solid. They didn't really have too much work to do. I thought Nonto was good. Got kicked about a bit. I think he won the man of the match. On the TV, on the TNT Sports, I think. Yeah, he did. I think Nonto won that. But Grub was pretty good. Okafor, I keep thinking that Okafor is going to be a really good player, and I keep hoping he's going to catch fire and just really show what he can do. And I thought today's game would have been one of them games, championship opposition. Okay, I'm not knocking Derby in any way, but I am knocking him at the same time. He's come from AC Milan. He has got ability. He has got skill. He's got speed. I just thought maybe this is the game. He can really, really show something just with no, bit of freedom. We were playing in that. Looked like we've gone back to 4-4, whatever, the old formation, 4-4, 4-3-2-1 or whatever it was, or 4-3-1-2. And I just thought we had the formation for him to just be a bit free. But it just never seemed to come for him. It never seemed. I don't know what it is. Like sometimes he'll go when he should stay, and he'll stay when he should go. And is it a confidence thing? He it doesn't seem like he's void of confidence. Is it a application thing? I don't know. Did he think again it was maybe a little bit below him? I don't think these players really think that, but I'm just trying to think of ideas and reasonings why. But I'm still waiting for him to happen. And maybe it won't. Maybe it won't happen for him. There is something there. There is definitely something there with Okafor, but it's just not materialising the way I expected it to. And today I thought was going to be a really good day for you to do that. Okafor failed. But anyway, my man of the match is the miserable bastard, Tanaka. I thought he was really good, really controlled. He looked class in there. He looked like he did look like he was above the level. His passing was so good, so calm. Got a goal. Yeah, Tanaka, absolutely my man of the match. Who was man of the matches for the people watching? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on who you thought played well, who you thought played poor. I will mention Jack Harrison. And it's not so much like I feel sorry for the lad. He gets a lot of stick. He probably knows he's not really wanted by a lot of fans. He's been asked to play. Did okay. Some of his crossing was a bit wayward. He did actually put a couple of good crosses in, and he just he just seems like he's just there. Doesn't really offer anything anymore. I remember when he was in Bielsa, he always looked like he's almost like for Bielsa is what I view him as Okafor now. Like he'd have these moments where you think, oh, he's done something really fucking good here, and then he'd have these other games. But now and I think that there's definitely a sort of a feeling like maybe he doesn't want to be here. I don't know if he wants to be here. Or did they? Didn't notice that. I know they were losing 1-0. But I didn't check the final results. because I just didn't, to be honest with you. Yeah, Harrison is. I don't know what the best solution for that situation is. Obviously, it's probably for him to go, but where does he go? Who's going to take him? I mean, there's talk about Valencia. He's worked with Colbaran before when he was at Leeds under Bielsa. So there's fingers crossed there. Maybe he's put him out today to play to put him in the window a little bit, and he fucking didn't really do himself any justice. Um, but I think he needs. He does need to go. He does. I think he needs to. I think he needs to be let go. But just yeah, I don't like talking about it like that because he's still a Leeds player. And when he plays, I'm not gonna ever. I'm never going to be one of these people that sort of boo our own players, and I'll back them and I'll try and support them as best I can. But that situation is just mental now. He's not he's not going to really play in the league unless we get a real big bunch of injuries. I think it was a more of a shot window thing for Jack Harrison because I think he needs to move on. And I'm saying that with the best thoughts in mind and not, I've read some things today about him being absolute terrible and shit and he shouldn't be playing and blah blah blah. And I mean, he's a professional at the end of the day. He did okay. Didn't really do much wrong. Didn't really do a lot right, but yeah. But yeah, Jack Harrison needs to go. I think is it a case where we have to actually let me get this up because I've made a about it. So do we make signings this week? Oh, hello, Fergal. Unfortunately, Harrison is on too much. Yeah, maybe. Maybe there was another a place for someone else to play today, but we played and we won, so. But I do think he needs to move on. Yeah. Do we make signings this week? Is it best to try and if we're going to do them to get them in early? Yes, that's usually the best way to do it instead of waiting until the last week of the window where the prices can really be sort of exaggerated and there's a bit of panic. But it is January; it's very, very difficult. But is there a case where we need to let a couple of players go before that happens? And who do we let go? Harrison being one, Perot maybe being another. Let's talk of Bornau. Don't know about that one. Seems there is not long we've been here, and he is basically a backup. Like he's done okay when he's played, Bornau, but you can clearly see the other three are sort of streets ahead of him in terms of the cohesion that they seem to have now as well, like with Rodon, Biol, and Stroke. But do we need to sell a couple of players before we can make signings? Do we need to let a couple of players go? And if so, who? Is there any big names that we need to let go of to maybe generate a little bit of dough? Because obviously the big one with the Gray and the Harry and the Man City 40 million. Do we entertain that? I say no. Because and do we think that we need to make signings to stay up? Because that's been another talk. Like if we don't make signings, we're going to struggle. I only think that if we then get some injuries, especially to some of our players, i.e., Dominic Calvert-Lewin, maybe it'll help if we get an injury to Perry and Darlow and Melier and Carnes, and we just play Maddie because we haven't. Goalkeeping is where I'm worried about, but I don't think there's going to be any movement on goalkeepers in this window. What do we do? Who do we get in? Who do we sell? We do need a couple of players, but I also do think that we have enough if we can keep everyone fit and we keep playing the way we're playing. I do think we've got enough to stay up, and that's going to be, I want to really, really I think we've got enough to be comfortable as well. I think we've got enough in this squad at the moment, as I say, bar injuries and our form stays the way it is. I think we've got enough to stay up quite comfortably. Um, but that's not to say I would definitely like a couple of players coming in at the most, at the least two. I'll even accept one quality player coming in, but two, maybe two. I don't know if we are gonna get another centre back because of the switch formation switching is a bit wary about having just a one backup centre back, and that's Bornell. And if we have a really serious injury, I mean, you've got Ampadu as well, but then it means taking him out of midfield, and I don't really want to do that because I know we played there today, but as I say, it's Derby. But I think we definitely need to keep Ampadu in that midfield because I love Ampadu in the midfield for us. Really, really good. Really, really comfortable in there. So I don't want to entertain that. I don't want to entertain him having to go in the back three at any point this season. But does that mean we need another centre back backup? Do we trust Ballroom to go in there? Do we trust Justin to go in there? I'll tell you what, Justin scored today. Did I forget to mention him? I thought he's not put a bad performance in when he's played. I think he's been so good. It'll be the usual suspects, sell House and probably a loan and pay part of his wages and the balance of his wage for a loan player in. Yeah, there's even getting the loan in as well. I think I haven't even contemplated the loans. There's getting a loan player in. Let's talk about the young lad from Man City, but I mean I think that's died down now. I just think if we get anybody in, I don't think it'll be. I mean, there's the Harry Wilson. That's not gone away. I wouldn't mind getting Harry Wilson in. As much as I despised him a few years ago, he's actually fucking pretty good player. I wouldn't mind getting Harry Wilson in, but he's pretty much full on star man at the moment, and I'm surprised that I think they've offered him a new contract, but I don't think he's accepted. And maybe that might be down to the fact that they were willing to sell him in the summer. I don't know, but I wouldn't mind getting Harry Wilson in. But then there's the left wing, the fucking left wing choice that we will not left wingers in terms of on a left winger. I'm on about really sort of unexpected, getting somebody from the German second division or to some unknown source, like a Tanaka, Gorev, like one of these types of players has been quite successful. So maybe there's no, what, I'm going to trust the scouting that we have. We've not done too bad. Our percentage wise in terms of since the 49ers have taken over and the players that they've brought in, it's been pretty high standard. I'm not going to mention the keeper. I'm not going to mention him. I won't mention him. I still think there's time for him to turn it around, but not looking too good. And you can tell that Farke is not happy with that purchase because he does like to let him know publicly that he should be saving some of these. And I agree. Some of the goals he's conceded. That one, the last one against Newcastle, I think he should save. I think he should save the free kick against Villa. Probably a couple more. He did make a really good save. I forgot to mention he did make a really good save against Newcastle. To be fair, when it was getting pinged around, it come off the post, and he was lying on the floor. Was it more of a miss though? Player just kicking it against him, but I'll give him a little bit of respect. But yeah, like I say, if we get some new signings in, great. I think it will help us. I do think, as I say, caveating that out with we don't get any injuries and we keep our form up. I do think we've got enough to stay up comfortably. I would just like something in there, just to add a little bit something else, just a little bit of. Still think we're missing a little bit of creativeness in that. Just I know we create a lot of goals, but just like a really individual type player like I'm hoping that Okafor can turn into, but it's just not seemed to. It's not materialising at the moment. Just someone in there that can do a little bit of dictating, not so much at the back, but up top, and he can. Do you know what I mean? Open up a few little locks here and there. Someone like that. Someone like a Harry Wilson. Someone like a go back to old Pablo. Someone like that. But like I say, I'll trust our recruitment team. If they've got players in mind, I'll trust that they're going to be the right ones for us. Got another banner. And it is this one. Got Fulham up next. My old Mars team, Fulham fan. Speaking of Harry Wilson, will he be playing against us next week? There's a good chance if we haven't bought him, or you know, tough game. I think I might be going to it, depending. I have to see my work situation. Might be going to that. They looked like they were sort of going to be dragged into a relegation sort of battle, but they've seemed to have turned it around. Marco Silva, decent manager, doing all right now. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but I back us to do anything and do anyone at home. I think we're really strong at home. I thought at their ground, I thought we were good. And lucky to lose that game. Gabby Goodmanson getting a bullet header right at the end. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. Looking forward to it. I think it'll be a tough game. They're all tough, but and this is me, not knocking Fulham in any shape or form. When you come off the run that we've just had, you look to think that if we can play and perform, I don't think it will be as. I think we may have a bit more of the ball than we have done in recent games. We'll have a bit more emphasis to attack. Could control a lot of the game. We just need to be. Well, the good thing about us now, we have got a few different avenues that we can hurt teams. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good. Virgil Kelly. It'll be a tough game, as you say. Home the support of our fans. We'll take them. I always back us, mate. If you're new here, you'll know that I always back us ridiculously, stupidly at times, but I always back us to win. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the game. As I say, they've turned their fortunes round. They're looking like they're going to comfortably stay up. But this league's mental this year. It's mental. It's so mad. Like Spurs are down there again. Imagine Spurs finish 17th again, or even get dragged in because they're not as cut. Like the league is very very tight from us up. I know I think there might be there might be a 4 point swing now. But that can change. That can change in an instant. So as long as we keep that gap or extend it, I'll be happy. Prediction wise for the Fulham game, I might go clean sheet, but then that depends if Harry Wilson plays. Because if Harry Wilson plays against us, and I know that Harry Wilson's going to fucking score. Prediction wise, I'm going to go for fairly respectful 10-0. 10-0. If Harry Wilson plays 10-1, because he'll play and he'll score. So that's my prediction. What do you guys think the score is going to be against Fulham, my Mars team? Get them in quick because I'm gonna end this stream really quickly. To be fair, I've dragged it on for 40 minutes. I thought it was going to be another short one because I'm on my own. But I've managed to talk shit for 40 minutes about Derby and us. Harry will be play as well as he did against Newcastle. 4-1. I like your belief, mate. Martin. 3-2 Leeds. Oh, I want another clean sheet. I want us to get a few more clean sheets. It's but we concede, but we're at the moment. It's like when we score first, apart from the Chelsea game, score first. We're not always great, but then we score second, and then we look good. Like adversity, we get a bit of adversity, and we sort of come. Yeah. Yeah, I want a clean sheet though. I want to start getting a couple of clean sheets, and there's going to be a few games coming up. I.e., Arsenal. Got Arsenal at the end of the month, haven't we? I'm going to that game. But as I say, when I go to the matches, when I go to Leeds, watch us at home. We don't lose games. Touch wood. We haven't lost since. I think I spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. We haven't lost since 2000 and fucking 13 or 12 or something like that. When Birmingham beat us 1-0 and Leroy Lita scored. That's the last time we lost a game where I'd went to watch. It's been a long time. I haven't been to every game since then, by the way. I just want to, obviously, because we've lost games at home. But every single time I've went to watch us at home since then, we have not lost. So I might be going to Fulham. I will be going to the Arsenal game. Arsenal easy 2-0 lead. Again, mate, I love your confidence. That's what I like to see. I like a little bit of positivity because there's so much negativity. Even in this good run we've got, you still got the negative people that they're very, very quiet, but they always seem to pick a fault with something. It's too much negativity. We need to get supporting Leeds United back and thinking that we're the best in the team, not thinking knowing we're the best in the land. And we can beat anyone and everybody. And this run that we've had has proved that we can really compete. So I'll take a 2-0 Leeds win against Arsenal. I'll probably predict like 6-2 because they're very good from set pieces. Martin says a DRC hat trick overturning a 1-0. Veggie sit. I think that's deficit, but I get what you mean. And they get a last kick of the match penalty because Harrison twats Wilson. Harrison will not play on Saturday, and if he does, I'll be like, why? Why has that happened? I think Gabby Goodman's coming back. Yeah, I thought you meant deficit, mate. I like Fegisit there. A 1-0 Fegisit is the new way of saying we're going to be losing 1-0. If there's any more predictions from you guys, if there's anyone else there, get on in quickly because I'm about to end this stream. Thank you for coming and watching me talk about Leeds and joining in. Fergal Kelly, nice to have you. Martin Cook, nice to have you back. It's been great. Like, subscribe, pass it on to your other Leeds friends if you've got any. Tell them to subscribe and like this. If you're not watching this now, which is not many of you, so there's maybe you'll be watching this at a later date, get some fucking comments in on the video. Just ask me some questions, get them in. I'll put them up on the next show. I say it every goddamn week. No one ever does. I get the odd little comment about stuff, which is nice. I always try and reply to you. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. I will be back next Sunday for the Sunday Club. Hopefully, Kevin will finish moving by then, and well, not him, but he's helping his family move. Harrison will play because we have a oh well, fingers crossed that we don't have a Fedgy set of players because I don't want it's not so much that I just don't think is there. I just don't think he can offer what we need. His head's not there. His ability is not there. So hopefully we don't have to resort to using Harrison against Fulham. Again, I just think he needs to just move on now. Yeah, I'll be back next week. Kev should be back. Thanks everyone, and I will see you next week. Take care.